Hey guys, Dr. 5 here with episode number 31 of the My Player Career Mode on FIFA 23. Last episode, we talked about the future of the channel. We are going to do that right again this episode. We're going to talk about the EAFC 24 Career Mode and My Player features and the plans for potential teams. Obviously, we're about a month away from the game coming out. You know, you've got to start making these early plans for where we want to go. So, as for this is from the pitch notes video and all that on the YouTube channel. So obviously, managerial styles are now like a big key feature. So like park the bus, gegenpress, all that kind of stuff. Lets you play a bit more like have a set and determined style of football that your team plays, which I think is good. It's fun. And they've also introduced coaches into the game now, which will help boost, I think, player growth and all that. If I got that correct, it helps to boost the player growth and how you play in a certain style. So again, that's good. That's fun. From the video, it looks like you kind of buy them the same way you buy scouts on FIFA, with the star-based ratings and all that. So that's fun. There's also preparation, big focus on preparation before matches. So there's training plans, there's pre-match reports, and there's match-ready training. So the training plans is just to keep the sharpness on players. I thought about this, and I thought the sharpness and the fitness on career mode, I skip training every time. I'll get the A grade in it, and then I'll sim it every single time. I only play it once, so that's right at the beginning. Maybe with the changes, we could have some changes to the how often I play it is what I'm thinking there. So hopefully that is a factor. The pre-match reports, that just shows you how the opposition are going to play. So obviously if you're playing Atleti, like we are right here, they might sit back, they might park the bus. So you'd want to play to that you don't want to change your style to find the best way to defeat that. It's simple, really. It'll be interesting, obviously, how maybe if your team improves, other teams change their styles to beat your styles. So that'll be interesting if they've done that. They probably haven't, but maybe it'll be interesting. And then match ready training, that's just training players to fit against the style of the opposition, and they gain a play style for that match, which was interesting. So I think this is literally just a feature so that people actually play the training instead of skip over it every time like I do. Bit weird, but this boost for one match. From the video it was like a cross, and it shows you the crossing training and then it shows you the cross in-game. Yeah, am I going to do that every single game? No, definitely not. Especially not at the end of the year. But overall, I like it. I like the kind of styles, and I also like you can view the game from the manager's perspective, and they've kind of put a bit of a better emphasis on simmed career modes as well. So that could be a fun one to take on, especially in the end of the year, like a simmed career mode. But then player career mode. I mentioned it last episode. The player agents, they allow you to kind of pick where you want to go on transfer, which is fun, but it might also kind of ruin player career mode, because some of the fun I have on player career mode is getting a bid from a random team and just going there and having fun. Picking the team I want to go to might make it a bit more boring. But you do have to obviously unlock those transfers via objectives, like scoring 15 goals in a season, then you can go to Liverpool, stuff like that. So it could make it more fun, could make it a little bit less fun in certain areas, but overall I think it's a good thing to add. And the agent especially, kind of, it's what they do in real life. They make moves for their what are they called? What's an agent? Clients. Their clients. Play styles similar to in career mode. They're in My Player. So obviously there's the 3 personality types. I think right now My Player is a Maverick, Logan Paul style. But these different personality types unlock different playing styles. So I'm guessing if you're a Maverick, You're going to be more skillful. You're going to have more flair, more of a show-off, more peacock style, which is really good, which is going to be interesting for some builds on some players. And there's also, this is for all career mode, dynamic moments with trophy celebrations. So literally on career mode it is the same celebration for every single trophy you win. It's the same bog standard trophy celebration. From the looks of it, there's now going to be open bus tours, which is cool. I'm guessing they're going to keep the main trophy celebration as well after the game, but hopefully they maybe change the style of the stage and the setup to each league. Obviously, in the Premier League, like a big stage is built. In the Bundesliga, all the beer is thrown over each other. That might not be allowed because of the age rating or whatever. But yeah, that is cool. Just more changes, more dynamic, more scenes. Hopefully they do that with transfers as well. More transfer scenes. Because it's needed. Just to keep it fresh, keep it fun, and stuff like that. But there's going to be award ceremonies, end of season award ceremonies. So the Ballon d'Or is now in EAFC 24. So there is something for players to aim for in My Player. I'm assuming it's going to be in Manager Career Mode as well. One of your players can win the Ballon d'Or. And it said end of season awards, so there could be like a PFA Player of the Year. There could maybe even be the club's individual Player of the Season awards. That would be pretty fun. But yeah, I like the changes they've made career mode. I like that they're making more dynamic scenes and more cutscenes and stuff like that. But yeah, adding for career mode, adding for transfer players when they sign, adding little scenes for that as well would be very, very good. And I'm hoping that they've done that as well. But I like the changes to both player career mode and manager career mode. Now, for the final few minutes, we're going to discuss the plans for the start of EAFC 24 and the teams we are going to look to start with. So, for the My Player, we'll kick that off. We're going to kick off My Player off straight from the beginning next year. We waited a little bit to start this year, and I've had a lot of fun with it. So we're gonna go bang straight from the beginning with it next year. So the My Player, I want to keep that in a different league to the Manager Career Mode. So I'm thinking we start somewhere in Europe, maybe the Bundesliga, maybe somewhere like the Bundesliga, maybe in the Netherlands. Obviously we started that this year. Austria and the Austrian Bundesliga. I want to start an off league that I wouldn't really start in ever. We did that with the Eredivisie this year, and it's pretty fun having those few months there before we transferred out to the top 5 leagues. So maybe the Portuguese league. It's another good one. But that's the plans right now for that. Probably going to be a striker. We might be an attacking midfielder or a winger. I'm not going any further back than that. I just don't think it'll be as fun. We want to get in the goals, on the action. The goalkeeper one would maybe be a bit of fun, but it would be dreadful till I learn how to play as a goalkeeper. So maybe I'll get a bit of practice in there, and we'll do like a second My Player career mode as a goalkeeper. But yeah, right now attacking options only in a non-top 5 league, I think, is what we're going to do for the start of the My Player. Now, for the career mode, I always like to start the career mode in the Premier League for the first career mode of the season. Over the past few years, we've done Wolves, we've done Newcastle, we've done Palace, Everton, Arsenal, done all these different teams. I prefer a lower down the table Premier League team, so we can have a bit of a more build with them and it lasts a little bit longer. Obviously with Arsenal, it took us a few years and we actually won the Champions League, I think, in the 3rd season. Whereas with a team like when we did West Brom, we did a lot more episodes and we did eventually win the Champions League. We had like Kai Havertz, we had Vinny Jr., we had all these amazing players in our team with that West Brom team. I think that West Brom career mode might be one of the best on the channel. Donyell Malen up top. Broke the Premier League record in his first season with the club. Absolutely incredible. So right now, I'm thinking Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, maybe even a Sheffield United or a Luton, trying to keep them in, but I really like the looks of a Forest or a Bournemouth right now as our starting team. just purely for the fact they've got some young players to build around. In the likes of Forest, they've got Brennan Johnson and Gibbs White. At Bournemouth, Alex Scott, they've got Tavernier, they've got a nice little rebuild going on, and the newly American owners at the club. So it should be fun. But yeah, they're the two favourites for right now. Maybe I'll do a little poll to vote for who we should start with a little bit closer to when the new game comes out. But overall, that's the plans for the game. I'm very excited for EAFC 24, but I'm also excited for the end of FIFA 23. Can we win the league? Can we win the Champions League? What success can we have with England? Will we move on to Real Madrid or Barcelona like we said in the previous episode? Time will tell, and we've got a few more episodes left in this season. We'll go back to live comms after the end of this season. But as we see out this game against Lille, throughout this whole episode we've just been banging in the goals. It's me and Mbappe up top, banging them in, and we have cooked. Next episode I'll probably talk about a potential Ultimate Team series coming to the channel. I've tried it out a few times for a few years, and I've never really got it going because I've not really had a plan for it. This year I've got a bit of a plan. I want to go for it, and I want to try it out, so we will see how that goes. But that is going to be that for this episode. A victory against Lille to end it off. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one though. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.